It began on a cold, windless night in the small town of Ashbourne, a place where nothing much happened, and that was precisely why Daniel Rivers' sudden disappearance rattled everyone to their core. Daniel, a quiet man who kept to himself, had been last seen locking the doors of the family's small antique shop. According to his mother, he never came home. His bed remained untouched. His phone was still on the counter. But Daniel was gone. Detective Marcus Hale arrived the next morning, his long coat trailing behind him as he studied the locked doors, the untouched shelves, the eerie silence of the shop. There was no sign of struggle, no broken glass, no footprints in the dust outside. It was as though Daniel had simply evaporated into thin air. Officer Claire Mitchell took notes as Marcus inspected every detail. She whispered, "It doesn't make sense, sir. No forced entry, no witnesses, no sign he even left." Marcus only nodded grimly. He had seen cases like this before, but never one so clean, so absolute. Outside the antique shop in the small town of Ashbourne, the morning light casts long, sharp shadows across the quiet street. Detective Marcus Hale, a seasoned investigator in his late 40s, sharp, methodical, but haunted by unsolved cases from his past, stands near the shop's entrance, his coat swaying faintly in the breeze as he reflects on the strange disappearance. Suddenly, he is confronted by Elena Cross, a 32-year-old journalist with a relentless drive for the truth, known for digging into mysteries others ignore. She steps in close, cornering him with bold determination, her notebook in hand, her eyes gleaming with curiosity and resolve. Her expression shows urgency as if challenging him, demanding involvement. The street feels unnaturally still, enhancing the tension of the moment, while the cinematic mood highlights the clash between authority and relentless curiosity in a town where people simply vanish without a trace. Marcus hesitated but said nothing. Yet as night fell, strange rumors spread across Ashbourne. Locals whispered of an unfamiliar shadow lurking near the church. Others swore they heard faint footsteps echoing in the empty streets. Inside Daniel's antique shop in Ashbourne, the room is cloaked in unsettling silence. Dusty shelves line the walls, and faint moonlight filters through the grimy windows, casting long shadows across the floor. At the very center of the shop, on an old wooden counter, a single candle burns steadily, its small flame flickering unnaturally bright against the darkness. The surrounding atmosphere feels heavy, almost suffocating, as if the walls themselves are holding a secret. The candlelight throws distorted shapes onto the shelves, creating an eerie, otherworldly effect. There are no signs of anyone present, only the chilling impossibility of a flame burning in a place no one had lit. The mood is dark, cinematic, and deeply suspenseful, hinting at a supernatural presence tied to Daniel Rivers, a quiet, introverted man in his late 20s, last seen before the strange disappearance. The investigation deepened. Mrs. Agatha Rivers wept in the church pews, begging Father Benedict for answers, but the priest's words were vague, almost rehearsed. "Sometimes, the lost are closer than we think," he murmured cryptically. Elena uncovered something chilling. Daniel had been researching old town records, particularly disappearances that dated back over a century. Each case had the same haunting detail: no signs of departure, no traces, nothing but silence. Marcus pieced it together late one night in his office. The files, the timing, the pattern. Every 20 years, someone vanished in Ashbourne without reason, without a trace. Daniel was just the latest. Meanwhile, Officer Claire patrolled near the church. That's when she saw it. A tall shadow against the walls, moving unnaturally, as though it wasn't tied to any human figure. She drew her flashlight, but the shape dissolved into the air before her eyes. The next morning, a note appeared under Marcus's office door, handwritten in shaky letters. "The Watcher chooses. The Watcher takes. Daniel is not the first, and he will not be the last." Marcus's blood ran cold. Who was the Watcher? Father Benedict warned Marcus not to pursue the truth further. "Some mysteries," he whispered, "were never meant to be solved." But Elena refused to let go. She followed a trail of records to the edge of town, where an abandoned mine stood sealed for decades. Inside, She found claw marks etched into the stone walls and a single torn piece of Daniel's jacket. The mine collapsed that very night. Elena barely escaped, but the evidence was buried forever. The town of Ashbourne sank back into uneasy silence, the case unsolved. To this day, Daniel Rivers remains missing. The Watcher remains unseen, and the town whispers a single question that has no answer. How can someone vanish without a trace and never be found? What happens next?